everyone, and welcome to Demo Thursday. For the ones that are joining for the first time, it is a community that is happening every week, and it is basically to give the power to the community to share what they are building. If anybody wants to come on stage for next editions, feel free to pick me, and we'll be very, very happy to have you. Today we have two exciting projects. Is Dataverse, and the other is Sumaq Qawsay. Very excited about today's projects. At the moment, I think we already have Yash. Yash, how are you doing today?
Doing amazing. It's just a lot of calls, lot of meetings today. But yeah, everything is super cool. Preparing for my visa for ETH Istanbul and trip to Turkey. So let's see.
Oh, sounds great. I've seen like many people are getting the FOMO from DevConnect. And I've been like the whole week thinking about Dataverse since we couldn't have it the past time. Very looking forward to it.
So hello everyone. My name is Yash Jagtap, based out of India. I work as a developer relations engineer at DataverseOS. And yeah, so let's get started. So what is DataverseOS? So at Dataverse is a hackathon project from 2 years back. So we are building a Web3 native operating system on top of Ceramic. So it can be seen as a next generation personal computer that is owned by your wallet and by your identity. Currently, the products that we have is the Dataverse wallet and the Dataverse cloud. So Dataverse cloud is essentially the just like your decentralized cloud storage. So that is governed by your identity. And we have also created a Dataverse wallet, which is a Chrome extension that provides a gateway to all the Web3 applications that are being built. So we have currently integrated MetaMask, Particle Network, Coinbase, and Wallet Connect to our Dataverse wallet. So what essentially Dataverse wallet brings to the table is it shows you your token assets as well as your data assets. So whatever data so as you know that we generate users and everyone generates a lot of data every day. So what Dataverse does is that the data that is generated by you, it all stores into your personalized cloud. That is the cloud storage that we are providing, and even the Dataverse team has not access to that cloud, right? And the third part is we have an ecosystem that is being built on top of Dataverse OS. So we have created some dweb toolkits for that. So we also have the push protocols toolkit. So if anyone wants to build a app on Dataverse OS, they can make use of these different toolkits. So currently we have, let me just show you. Yeah. So we have integrated the Lens client, then LivePeer, Push, Sysmo, Snapshot, and XMTP. So if while building on Dataverse, the developers can make use of these different toolkits to make a whole application like an end-to-end application. So let me just walk you through the website. Yeah. So as I mentioned that this is a data operating system in browser. And yeah, currently we have around 4,000 wallet installations. So I'll also give you a demo of one of the apps that is being built by our team. Well, so yeah, let me just go over there. So I'll click on enter operating system, fail to connect. Let me just check. Uh, okay, so also for the wallet, we have made use of the EIPs for a sign-in with Ethereum EIP and the recaps EIP. So that gives an extra added layer of security to the data wallet. So by signing this, we are giving the website the access to our data. So that is what essentially the signing here means. Let me just refresh and try that again. Yeah. So as you can see that I have entered the in-browser desktop, and I can see all of my data and token assets over here. Currently, we have two applications that are being that is built in-house. So that is one is the playground. So Playground is just like the Web3 Twitter version. So let's say I from push Discord. So I can post this and I can even add images and then let me my own image and then I can even encrypt this data. So if anyone wants to see have access to see this post, I can set up a price to see this. I can set up the maximum supply. So what essentially this does is this will convert this particular asset into an on-chain NFT, which users can buy to view the data or just to have the ownership of that particular data. So I'll just won't do this now. Then I'll just post this. Let me see and refresh again. Yeah, so I'll sign in. So yeah, for sign in, this is making use of the Dataverse wallet. So as I mentioned, currently we have these four wallets installed. So I'll sign in with MetaMask. So as you can see, we also make use of Lit protocol under the hood for the exchange of key and the key management under the hood. So again, I'll just type in I from push Discord. Post this. This will take just a minute. Yeah, so as you can see, post successfully, view on Dataverse OS file system. So here is my post, and for the file system, as I mentioned that we also provide essentially the cloud or the one-stop solution for whatever data you create. So as you can see here, from that's the playground application. So yeah, so you can see here that hi from push Discord, the data that we posted has been like indexed in our decentralized storage solution. So we have also built in the monetization tools. So you can monetize your particular data. So let me do that. I'll set this price to be 1 Matic and supply of 10. I'll click on OK. So currently this is on Mumbai network. Just a second. Yeah. So this will like create a transaction and this will convert into an NFT. And if we then go back on the playground again, it will be automatically encrypted. And if user has to pay one WMatic to see that particular data. So as you can see, monetized successfully. Let me go to the playground and I'll just refresh this again. Yeah, so you can see here 1 minute ago, this has been encrypted now. So if I like log in from some another account, I have to give one WMatic to solve this. So currently in our ecosystem, we have around 10 plus applications, and the two of them have already like gotten funding and they are also building their own project. So under the hood, we make use of something known as, let me just open our docs. Yeah, so you can see all the information over here about what Dataverse OS is. Then these, the products that I talked about, the Dataverse Cloud, the Dataverse Wallet, and the DApp Store. So you can find all of the info here about why we built this and how we can just play around with it and you can create those applications. We have also created a framework for people to get started building on the Dataverse application. So we make use of the PNPM package for that. And let me just go here and so just like create React app or create Web3 app. So we have created this create Dataverse app framework. So using this, you can create a boilerplate code for your application, and you can have it deployed on the Ceramics team so people can play around with it. So here you can see, let me just go over here, and this is basically what is the boilerplate code that we get, and some of the components that we have just sorry, yeah, let me just go from the start. Yeah, so we give them the uh, question of, do you want the toolkits that I talked about, the DWeb toolkits? So if I click yes, then I'll get all the boilerplate codes for all the toolkits as well to integrate those. Then for the it will create the application using the latest version, and then you can see all these commands and get started on deploying it or building your application. So as I mentioned that this is the basic the file structure of how it gets created. So we have the components and page. This is the front end part. Then after deploying, you get something known as app.json, and the IDs for that particular data or the app gets created. So people can call in, make use of these IDs to like integrate these applications into their own. So that's how we have come up with. So the also one of the important file is dataverse.config.ts. So this is just like the configuration file to have your the one stop to see all of the data or how your Dataverse app is going to look like. So everything is in the form of GraphQL because the Ceramic, as we are built on top of Ceramic, so we are making use of the data streams provided by them, and that's why we are making use of GraphQL to have that particular data and call out those. So as you can see, if we describe this as is public domain false, so now the post.graphql, this particular data stream cannot be used by any other application if the public domain is false. But if this is true, then any other application can build on top of this app as well. So that's the basic gist for this particular thing. Then yeah, you can, as I mentioned, you can customize your data models. So this is one of the example of the post.graphql, you can say. So you can see that we can do all sort of applications can be built on top of this, the socialify, gamify. Then you can just take a look at this. Then another one we have is the Dataverse connector. So this is where you can make use of all the APIs and everything to get started and build on top of Dataverse within complement to the Create Dataverse app. So we have many APIs over here which you can take a look at. So there's connect wallet, create profile. So due to time constraints, I won't go through like everything, but just for this Dataverse connector, as you can see here, this is the tutorial on just getting started and building your application. So I have one already built, so I'll just go to that. Yeah. Demo. So let me just open this in the VS Code. Yeah. Now I'll run this particular demo. npm. Yeah. So this is loading, and yeah. So as you can see that this is the functions that we provide using the uh, documentation that I just talked about. So you can create the data streams, you can load, update, and the monetize as well. So let's just create connect our wallet. So now this will, as I mentioned, this is like giving this website the access to our data and signatures. So as you can see, it has been granted access. So you can create a public post. So for default, we have just created a post named as hello. So you can see over here that uh, you get the app ID, model ID, stream ID. So these are all the IDs that you can play around with, and you can make use of these to play around with your data and create endless applications on top of Dataverse. So for load post, as you can see, we have created, so it has been loaded. Let's go to the toolkits page. As I mentioned, we have the support for push as well. So you can just make use of these different toolkits to build a whole application. So yeah, that was and so we also like sponsor a lot of hackathons and we try to get the developer ecosystem to build on top of Dataverse. So currently we'll be running our own hackathon from November of 10th. We'll share the link to that as well. Yeah. So this is the Rebuild Ownership 2.0 hackathon. So the previous version we did that was on DevFolio. So from there we got around like 15 to 20 projects, and among them we gave them five winners. So currently we have a prize pool of around 15K. So this has to be we are going to update this as well. So the current partners that we have for the hackathon are let me just show you over here. Yeah, so we are the host, so you can get all of the information over here. What are we building and everything. So we are giving out $1,000 prizes to five winners, and you can see all of the developer resources and everything over here. Then another partner is Filecoin. So Filecoin is also giving dollars for one project. Then we have Phoenix. So this has just come out of stealth and they are looking. So this is a special track where they are allowing only five teams to build on top of Phoenix. So, but and they are giving out $5,000 as the prize. And you can see that they have also given that what they want you guys to build on. And we'll be finalizing partners. There are two or three partners that have confirmed, and we just have to add them over here. So you can like get a lot of good support, and this if this is a virtual hackathon that will run from 10th of November to 10th of December. If you want to get build on Dataverse, build on Phoenix, and all of this, do take part in this. I'll just share this link in the chat.
If
Awesome,
you could
awesome, awesome.
share
So,
all the links also from Dataverse, that'd be amazing, so we all can check it out.
just a second. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, like, I'll just share. Should I share this page that has these particular links? So, of Dataverse Cloud, Wallet, SDK, and everything. Like, we also have. I did a workshop in that. So, there's a workshop video, docs, the CLI, and code examples as well. So there's also one project called Arazo that has been built on top of Dataverse. So that is like a note-taking app. So like people are really making use of this to create some really cool applications. So yeah, let me show you one last resource. There are so many tabs. I'm so sorry for this. I'm lost now. Just a second. Uh, Go over here. Yeah. So I think I'll share you this particular Notion doc. Let it load. You just give it a second. Yeah. So this particular Notion doc contains everything, every information that you can find about Dataverse. So there's the gist about what we do. Then there's our hackathons that we do. And we also have listed the past hackathons, tutorials, all of the resources. And then there's support for everything. These are the product ideas as well that we are want tell developers that you can build on these particular things. So yeah, it's pretty much about Dataverse OS. If you guys have any questions,
Yeah, I have a question. So, uh, you were able to run like Node, like the framework that you built, like that create Dataverse app framework. That's just Node, correct?
yeah. So that's we are making use of PNPM and just to give the boilerplate for people to get started building on Dataverse. So we have created that.
And then awesome. I'm gonna check it out later. There, sometime soon. But then also compute functions, or like, is there any like edge functions that you could run on top of there, or?
Yeah, so like it's very much modular and extendable. So you can we have like integrated React and Next as well to that. So people can make use of all of these different frameworks, and like the opportunities or the integrations are endless, and that is very smooth. So the SDK and everything that is in TypeScript, and we provide support for a lot of SDKs and integrations. So we also have in plans, as I mentioned, we are planning with the Huddle as well and Sysmo to
Oh,
bring in their
nice.
integration. So yeah, so that's one thing
Yeah, I'm definitely
happening.
gonna check that out. It looks cool. Yeah, that's pretty rad. But yeah, thanks, man. This is tight.
Thanks, thanks, thanks.
Cool. So we're running out of time, so I think it's time to pass to the next project. But overall, wanted to thank you, Josh, for sharing this with the community.
Thank you so much for having me, Danny. Thank you everyone for listening, and looking forward to the next one. Yeah.
Renzo, are you ready? Renzo is actually presenting a very, very meaningful project that he's building on Peru. I'm Peruvian, so yeah, I am very excited about this one.
The name is Sumaq Qawsay. Sumaq Qawsay means in Spanish el buen vivir, the good living. It's the name came from this indigenous idea. We are talking about pre-Spanish time, from don't not from the Incas time. It's like is the idea who helped them to develop technology with in harmony with the nature. If you come here, please come to see all the architecture and the culture we have. But you will see that a lot of the technology Incas develop are actually nature friendly. They are like in balance, and it came from this idea, the good living, Sumaq Qawsay. So this is going to be just I'm going to put this down here and no. Awesome. So in Peru, one third of students do not complete secondary education due to concerned challenges in education quality and an access gap between urban and rural areas, perpetuating inequality and limiting the prospects of youth people. If you actually right now with the consequence of the political crisis that we have in Peru, it's actually that the quality of education is getting worse every time. And myself right now, I'm actually in this South Andes, in the mountains, in the rural, in the country area, and like at 2 hours from the near city. So actually, if a beer cross over my house, probably I will have a messy internet. And it's here where we are building this project. In the Circuit Valley of the Incas, Urubamba, where I am right now, we aim to eliminate invisible barriers to provide quality education to all children in community without social, economic, or cultural distinctions. Our mission is to empower the youth by valuing local and ancestral knowledge to contribute to a better world during this cause and investors. Like I told you, the good living, Sumaq Qawsay, is actually this balance between our development as a society, but with the empathy, enough empathy to maintain a balance with nature. Not consumism, but actually collaboration and what is his name in English? Self preservation, self renewation. If I inventing words in English, just let me know because it's not my first language. It's super funny for Spanish people invent words, but if I was just telling whatever, just let me know. First presentation in English also. So all your feedback afterwards, it will be super appreciated. Um, so today we have been able to make an impact in a community of 65 students and 43 families, of which 25% have access to some from uh, of full or partial scholarships. The coexisting of these students in the school who would otherwise hardly share their daily relates brought their worldwide and enhanced the possibility of for a future integration in collaboration. And actually, we also um, being managed, or we achieved to found $33,000 to keep growing as a school. This space actually starts as uh, a family project for for the pandemic times to not like get broke but keep moving forward. And actually they were two teachers, Beto, who is in the picture, and Lucia, who is this person here with the baby. They start this project after pandemic, when people be able to go places together again. That has a name, but I don't remember which name is Presential. Um, and they started this project for themselves as a business, but as it kept growing, they saw this possibility of open it to the community and start this project. And they start in their house with the $33,000 we already reached. We are now able to move, and but we are actually trying to bought an space because this is also rented. We are building in a rented space that is not too it's not too practical if we think in the future. But as the community is growing, we need to like be in a bigger place. And now actually we are trying to reach a second sum of $50,000 to be able actually to buy a space, so this project could keep growing, could keep growing. So this project is able to keep growing. And well, so this is this area, and we have this idea of keep this ancient knowledge. Actually, we are using a lot of sacred architecture that is inspired in the buildings we already found in the archaeological spaces. And as this bigger place will also help us to make this project autosustentable. Can someone help me with the word autosustentable, please? Because I don't
I think
remember how
it's
you say it in English.
self-sustainable.
Self-sustainable, right? All right, awesome. Because the idea is that this project as a school work for free, like all the students could have a scholarship, so we can have like a organic garden where we can grow food so we can sell it, or other kind of projects so we can make money for the school, but the school itself will be free. We also are talking about have like a computer area so we can teach about computing, because as we are in a or development or any kind of work we can do remotely, but we can teach those kind of jobs. Because something super common in my country is that people from the country areas have to travel to the capital so they could work or have a better living, because the economic is different. But as we can have this kind of education in the countryside, includes some classes about computing development or digital marketing. We also give them the opportunity to have a good job remotely nowadays from this place, from here, so they don't have to move or they don't have to travel. And so meow 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 meow. Now the key points for of our education proposal are a school structure with classroom accommodating up to 12 students. So the teaching is very personalized. I have a daughter with ADHD, and she goes there, and actually she doesn't have this very barrier or uncomfortable. She's not comfortable to be there. That in a regular education system, it would probably be like that because it's other way of manage and teaching. Adaptation to the national culture while respecting individual learning process, what I just told you. And we use project-based learning. This means that everything that kids learn in 2 months, it will be for a specific project that they will present. Actually, in the last month, the kids from my daughter class, their project was being a guide from a tourist guide from archaeological places, and we went because I'm in middle of this Quechua and Inca area. So I have like 30 minutes from my house. I have an archaeological place each direction. So we went there, and the kids themselves they learn about the history because they were in middle of history. So and actually we have a lot of projects about uh, handicrafts, clothes, in the same way that women and cultures doing themselves here where we are, and also three pedagogical pillars, elements of free education, such as free play and agreement for coexistence, variety of workshops covering cognitive, physical, social, athletic, ecological, productive, and personal aspects. Our vision of is to provide a comprehensiveness and flexible education that prepares our students for the ever challenge of the future. We already have collaborations uh, with different organizations. By example, empowerment work that helps us to give them like these certificates from people who donate to the project from the US, so they can get some exonerations for taxes. And Miradas Delmont, that is other program that's help us with some donations also, and different collaborations here also with other education places, and that's so. By now, we are trying to get also exoneration for taxes here in Peru, but as a bureaucratic thing, it's super hard. We are already trying 2 times in the past. This is the first time we're trying to get in the program, but it's it's hard and a little shady, but it's because everything that has happened here. But that's for other chat. That's for other time. Um, Now, something that we want to give to the people that help us in this project to build this project, give donations, is the taxes, the free taxes in the US. A package, a special package, if they want to like so put someone here in the school, or they want to um, beneficiates in any time if they came, because from like for big enterprises it will be the taxes exoneration, but if you as a regular person contribute here, then if you came to Peru, to Cusco, you will have like discounts in some places, and so and of course you will be like we you will be we will like share grateful for you like publicly, so people also will know that you contribute to this kind of project. And well, that's so far. Um, we are actually trying to improve the quality of education, but most of all, not let the good quality of education for just for people who can afford it, because actually, more part of the time is people who cannot afford it who needs this better education so they can like grow and get a better life, and also help their families to have a better life too. So in that contradiction is where we build this project. It's beautiful because at the beginning, of course, in the school only actually people who has a lot of money can afford the school. And nowadays, as you see, as you saw, 25 of the students are has a scholarship, something that is also beautiful because you don't have only people who came from the capital to move here and make a living here, but they have other kind of income and philosophy and way of thinking. But you also have people, kids from family who live here from their entire life, and they work as like in the market or selling fruit, or they have like farms that they don't look nothing to the farms like in the states. Is completely different. And they have other philosophy, other relationship with the land, with the environment. And you have these different kids from different places interact each other and sharing what their fathers teach them, what their parents teach them, and comparing. And after they go home with these questions, and this build like a transformation for everyone, not just for the kids, but it also goes to the houses and makes parents like rethink some stuff, reflects about some other stuff. And nowadays, as all this movement about cryptocurrencies and public goods, actually I get involved with this project because I'm trying to learn also about myself how to get this kind of financial helps. And that will be, I'm super happy to show all this to you. This is actually the first place that I have the opportunity to talk about this. So as I told you, all the feedback, all your questions, also all your ideas are super welcoming. And that will be so far for me right now. I hope you see your I hope you saw here an opportunity also for yourself. And if you have any kind of question, and open to hear anything or read it, and that would be. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you, Renzo. That was, I know that it was going to be like very meaningful as a Peruvian, and that was amazing. You have pointed out many things that sadly we know about the government and the focus on education that are not doing very well here. But what you are doing is great, and I bet this is having a great impact. Sadly, the rural areas are usually the most forgotten and less accessible. I live in province and it's hard, and I can imagine how is it in the Sierra area. Um, so yeah, I think what you're doing is great. I think you should give it a focus. Like you could apply to Gitcoin grants or have your give it. That will be much easier to support you. Because I know like to do it like transfer to BCP that works in Peru, but as you are presenting this like in different spaces and make you work in this on Twitter, it will be easier if people can use Give It to support the project and applying for grants. I know that Gitcoin closed a round for LATAM, I think 1 month ago, but they are doing rounds all the time. So yeah, there is a lot of opportunities here in crypto. Now that you're trying to connect like the both sides, to grow projects that support community, and as you say, it's the whole public good world. Um, that yeah, that it's like let's take just a break from the computers and code and focus on how we are building this to be not just a good ecosystem but a better world.
Yeah, actually, that's something I really like about this thing of public goods. Like, I mean, we talk about a better internet lifestyle, right? Like a more private lifestyle, like a self-governance web. What's it? Digital huella digital.
Hmm.
Uh, what's digital
Like
worth print? Digital print? I
footprint.
don't know.
Hmm.
Yeah, digital footprint, something like that. But actually, this is also opportunity to make like not just the digital living, but the real living also like a better place, right? So yeah, I mean, I'm really excited about that side. of Fingerprint, digital fingerprint, also.
Oh,
Yeah,
fingerprint.
awesome.
So yeah, if anybody wants to make any question, please unmute or drop your questions in the comment section. I remember you mentioned that the design of the building, it's like it is inspired like in Inca's architecture, right?
Actually, about it's about domes and triangles. So uh, there is actually the idea of have like three school classes uh, in domes, each of them. So it will be like three domes together and around a bigger dome. And actually, as we are building in a renting place, it's actually also detachable. Like we can build it and build them, so we can put it all in a truck and go to another place. So it's kind of like that also. Like the basis of the class, there are like cement and they are fixed, but the rest of the structure is desmontable. I don't remember how you say that in English. Like you can like take away, put it in the trunk and leave. So it's very organic. Like we're trying to recycle as much as we can, and like that, like three classroom together, with domes and some triangle shapes and around a bigger dome.
Amazing. And also it has like a very strong connection since Cusco, for the ones that don't know, Cusco is like the most important cultural city in Peru. There is where Machu Picchu is located and most of the ruins from the Incan Empire. So the fact that they are relating this to their design and what they are teaching, as he says, like they are teaching history like where history happened. So it's just books, but actually visiting the ruins. And yeah, I mean, I think in Peru is very important to put the seed of actually taking care of the monuments. There is a lack of also in all the country from the government to support these kind of projects. And now that they are implementing it in their education in a very early stage, because I think it's focused on kids. Yeah, it will have a great impact, and as they grow, they will be like very interested in preserving with what they've interacted.
Yeah, and imagine that. I mean, we want this space also for, like as I say, for like teach things about development, computing, digital works, and we also give this kind of class or courses like in Quechua. That is the main language here, because most of the family they stop talking Quechua like in the streets. They talk together in their houses. As for all the racism that were in the past, much of the people they are ashamed of in Quechua in the streets or outside, and we want to also give them like this empowerment again. I mean, in the school in this project, they teach Quechua to the kids. That is super funny because the kids from who are from here they like crash that course, but and the other kids are learning. But we also want to like encourage this kind of things because I mean culturally there are some wounds in the past that we also try to manage, but this is just an ambition big project.
If there is no other question, I think we can start wrapping up the event. Thank you everyone for joining today. Today we had two different projects, but still every of those were very, very interesting. So thank you for joining and staying till the end.